gonna actually warm up, or I'm gonna let me do my patch notes review.
Okay. Well, I will let you do that.
Okay.
I am going to mute myself.
Oh.
If you need me,
Do you wanna help me with it?
I could.
Literally just like go one piece at a time, ask me about it, and then I'll just be playing
Okay,
and talk
let
about
me
it.
pull up. Here are the hero updates. For D.Va, defense matrix regeneration rate has increased from 12.5 to 16% per second.
Okay.
Delay before regeneration begins lowered from 1 second to 0.75 seconds. What are your thoughts?
Okay. So I had lots of thoughts on this one. Lots of thoughts. So first thought is a lot of what you do with D.Va, or to be like putting pressure on people, is to like cycle defense matrix in a fight and be able to be on the front line and or retreat more effectively while still doing damage. So if you've got more defense matrix more often, you can stay in fights a lot better before you have to like completely back behind cover or get behind a shield. You can play on your own a lot more.
Right.
I can be so much more active in the fight now. I'm excited for it. Like, it seems like small amounts of numbers, but it's actually going to be a big change. I haven't done the math. Maybe I should do the math. Okay, what's next?
This almost is Arissa's protective barrier.
Oh, rip. Oh, Arissa's barrier.
For 10 seconds.
See, this is one thing I really don't like about what Blizzard does with their nerfs and buffs. They're like, oh, we don't like this meta. Let's not just tweak one or two things. Let's change all of the things and just completely gut it so that people have to figure out how to play the game again. Why don't they try and, like, dial it in and get things to a point where, you know, everything is somewhat viable? Now, here's the cynic in me coming out. I don't think that's even possible, because no matter what happens, there will always be a comp that the pros decide to learn. And once they've learned it, everyone goes, oh, this is the optimal comp. We can't play anything else. And no matter what, even if it was only better by 1% or half a percent, 0.1% better chance at winning, everyone will be mad at you if you don't play that hero comp. So, yeah, I'm a little salty about just people being dumb. But anyways, I think that's a good change because less Orisa is good for D.Va.
She's also really boring to play.
Because Orissa's the most annoying shield to break as a D.Va, because unless your whole team is helping you, you don't have enough, let me get this guy first. There we go. You don't have enough DPS to consistently keep that shield down, whereas against a Sigma or a Ryan, their shield, like when they don't have their shield, they're under a lot more pressure than an Orisa is. But yeah, I mean, on its own, like it might have only taken a couple small changes like that, like just maybe changing Orisa and Sigma, and then boom, we're back to dive being viable and or.
Well, just wait on Winston's changes.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's continue on here. We'll go to Roadhog and then Sigma, and then.
It is so hard to focus on playing the game and talking at the same time, but it worked out. I just killed a Reinhardt. And I failed and died, but my team was dead. Okay.
Roadhog, his scrap gun has once again increased from 5 to 6.
Here I am being cynical again. Not only did they buff D.Va and buff Roadhog, like they nerfed the previous meta. Right? Like it's like they're telling you that there's a completely new meta now, and you have to find it. It's not like there's some small change and everything is semi-viable. It's certain people are now majorly buffed and others are majorly nerfed, and like why can't we just have a bunch of small changes?
Because new heroes are always added to the game.
I mean, I think those are the best changes.
All right, well, next on the list is Sigma.
Yes.
He has quite a few changes. First is his kinetic grasp. It no longer blocks chain hook and whip shot.
Let's be real, I had no idea that ever blocked any of that stuff.
You didn't know? Okay, I was playing.
I just thought it never blocked anything melee related.
His gravitic flux, his high gravity effect duration has been reduced from 1.2 to 0.9 seconds.
Honestly, again, I had no idea that was even a thing. And let's keep going, because I read through the patch notes before. I don't remember what all of them were, but so far, from what we've gone through right now, as far as I can tell, the D.Va changes are the most impactful.
Then next, with Winston, the biggest change, the only change he has really, is his barrier projector. The duration has increased from 6 to 9 seconds.
Whoa. His duration for what?
The barrier projector.
Duration for that's just Winston's bubble, right?
Yes.
The duration went up.
Weight and the health has increased from 600 to 700.
Are you kidding?
No.
That's huge. Okay, like that might be okay. So again, why the heck does Blizzard have to go and change everything about all the heroes? So it's like, okay, we've had enough time with the bunker meta now. Let's just go right back to dive. Like, let's just buff the 2 best dive heroes, and Hammond's already strong. Let's just buff all of the dive heroes, make that the obvious choice. Like, how much more obvious does it have to be? And I don't think that was even necessary. Like, you just make the shields a little bit less powerful, and they're already...
It's already starting to get more balanced.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Okay, so moving
OTP.
past tank changes,
Yes.
we have support changes coming up. So Baptiste, his immortality field has decreased from 250 to 200.
Oh, the health on it? Yeah, I always thought that was a little bit high.
Yeah. Lucio's crossfade speed boost effect has been increased from 20 to 25%. So what was removed in past patch has been added, I believe.
I don't remember when they changed that, but I know that speed boost
patches,
increase is going to be good for him, obviously. And
good for
again,
Reinhardt.
why change the meta a little bit? Let's add all of the speedy things, all of the things from that we changed before for various reasons. It's just like, let's go ahead and buff them all again. And maybe, like, they had to be nerfed because of the pre-222 meta, so now we need 2 healers to be able to be a lot more impactful than before having Lucio as a 3rd healer where he was just kind of broken then. Or, like, helped break the meta. Like, I'm actually more okay with the Lucio change than I am with all the changes to the tanks and...
There's a couple more for him as well.
Okay, what else?
His Amp It Up speed boost amplification has also increased from 50 to 60%.
Oh,
And
I was
his-
already kind of referring to that. What were you referring to earlier?
What do you mean?
Well, okay, what was the first thing? Because I thought that's what you were talking about first.
The first thing is speed boost effect increased from 20 to 25%, and his Amp It Up boost, speed boost amplification has increased from 50 to 60. So his
So his regular speed is already better. Oh my gosh, he's...
his wall ride, his speed buff was actually reduced, I'm assuming, to balance these changes.
Yeah, probably. He'd
From
be
40
just
to 30%.
ridiculously fast otherwise.
Mercy, her Valkyrie, the extra beams created by Valkyrie now ignore enemy barriers, so before
That's also huge.
yeah, so now people can actually dive in past freaking barriers and they'll still be healed. Moira's biotic graph is actually a nerf, which is really nice. Her self-healing has been reduced from 30 to 20.
I also... Okay, so this is going to end up becoming me either being happy with changes or thinking they're really dumb. And I'm happy with the changes for the heroes that were obviously either well, I would say underplayed. I'm only happy with the changes to the heroes that were underplayed. I did not think that Orisa was really all that OP. I did not really think that Sigma was even all that OP. I just think that, like, their counters or just other things needed to be more viable. Or maybe they should be slightly tweaked. Okay, Orisa's change is fine. I can't go back on that. The less barrier or more time in between her barriers is just fine.
We also have DPS changes.
Yes.
Doomfist, his rocket punch time to reach max charge has increased from 1 to 1.4 seconds. The best defense is shield resolution. The shield health gained per hit rate has been reduced from 35 to 30.
Also, all the Doomfist nerfs are great, but, like, I don't think those change anything at all, honestly. They're very small nerfs. It's gonna take him longer. So, I mean, those are the kind of changes. The changes to Doomfist are the kind of changes I wish they made to everyone. Really small, like, tweaks of numbers rather than, like, honestly, the Winston change I think is drastic. The D.Va change I think is very drastic. Like, it's completely changing what she'll be able to do in a fight to the point where I'm afraid she'll have to get nerfed again. Because especially if we're out of the double bunker meta and it's in dive and you don't, like, your ability to just have more Matrix always and never be really out of it is just going to be, I think it's going to be broken. I know a lot of people won't really agree with that. Like, the Doomfist nerf is tiny and probably won't change the way he feels to play. It'll just make him a tiny bit weaker, which is what they need to do. Oh, never mind. Lol.
so we can move on to Symmetra.
Yeah.
She has a few different changes as well. Her photon barrier duration has been reduced from 15 to 12 seconds. And the health has been reduced from 5,000 to 4,000.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So more
Okay.
shields.
This falls into the category of why, like, I mean, I agree with one part of it. I agree with the reduction in the barrier health because it makes it a little easier to counter, I guess. Oh, we just lost the game. Nope, I can keep this. Wow, okay, we're done. The reduction in her damage, I'm not too sure about. The reduction in the damage of turrets, again, I'm not too sure about. Like, why?
Yeah. Which we
why?
haven't mentioned yet. Well,
Like, it's...
so her sentry turret damage per second was reduced from 50 to 40, and her proton projector has a louder impact sound.
Yeah. Like, sure, that's fine. That's the kind of small change that makes a difference and might even shift the way people are able to react and play around her without having to tweak damage. But then, oh, so Blizzard says, oh, we don't like the shield meta anymore. Symmetra is OP. Look how much she's being played and how often she wins. Let's completely nerf Symmetra, but also take away all the things that made her good, which would be the shield meta. How does that make sense to anyone? Like let's nerf the thing that was countering the thing that was OP because it was good in that one situation in this one meta. That's what this feels like to me. And knowing Blizzard too, 99% of these PTR changes are just gonna go through.
If you wanted to move on from Symmetra, we do have Tracer with the final changes. Her pulse pistols damage fall off now starts at 13, up from 10.
I put this in the category of really good small incremental change that makes, like, it means if you have the skill with her, because hitting shots with Tracer far out, like, that doesn't make much of a difference anyways. I think this will just make her more playable because you can stay at a safer distance, so like further away from the enemy team as you're darting around their backline, and still be getting in more damage. So it's making, like, over time as you're playing safely, like at higher ranks you have to be a little bit further away in order to be effective and not die, right? So this means you're going to be getting more damage in, building ult faster, and it's going to make her playable when she hasn't really been getting much play.
Yeah.
And that's important.